Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Uh, I know a lot of us owe what we have in our homes when it comes to medical products, and you explain to us other things. You're basically who we have to thank. Can you talk about your work for us?
Thank you so much for having me. And this is my daughter Adele. So
Hi, Adele.
thank you, Adele, for joining. So I'm a physician by trade. I've done 100 deliveries of babies in my career, albeit I didn't deliver our babies for good reason. Adele's happy about that. But we have a company called J&B Medical, started in 1996. We have many different business lines, medical distribution, specialty distribution, but what we're known for is being one of the largest third-party billers of consumable medical products to the homes in the United States. Diabetic supplies, wound care, ostomy, insulin pumps, continuous glucose monitors. We reach over 260 million covered lives via our insurance contracts. We also have a mail order pharmacy license in 48 states. And we have a telemedicine telehealth company. We do virtual visits around the world. It's a family business. I say half jokingly that I get fired all the time, but fortunately I have three beautiful grandchildren, especially Adele, who's the favorite grandchild. So usually gets me back in good graces. But we've been very blessed, and we're stewards of the blessings and be able to provide products and services to people globally.
And you ship from all over the world to the United States.
We ship to places all over, 48 states, 28 countries today, and that's going to expand soon to 66 countries globally.
And we talk about, I mean, we've been talking about healthcare, the healthcare industry here in the United States, but I can't help but ask the supply chain issue that a lot of us face, notably during COVID and after COVID. Is that something that you're concerned about as a physician, but also as someone who's in the industry and in the business? I mean, where are we in that sense?
I think the pandemic showed that the supply chain was very fragile. It was the proverbial equivalent of an 8-track tape, and we need to make it like an iPhone. We were too dependent on China in particular, and the supply chain still very dependent. In addition, there's certain things that are going on right now that we really need to reimagine the whole supply chain. So, for example, by 2030, $200 billion worth of drugs are coming off patent. Where are we going to, make these drugs? Where are we going to get the raw materials? I believe India is becoming a growing force in the whole global supply chain, particularly around pharmaceuticals, because it's becoming one of the main hubs for something called APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients. And you need these active pharmaceutical ingredients to make drugs. So really, really optimistic about the future of India, particularly around medical manufacturing, pharmaceutical manufacturing. And we are currently looking actively at several major investments, including the building and furnishing of specialty hospitals in India, and also various other medical manufacturing, particularly around pharmaceuticals.
Very interesting. And there's always this talk of diversifying the supply chain. I mean, we heard it when Prime Minister Modi visited the United States with President Biden. I'm talking about it with you right now, but are there any challenges, roadblocks, notably in working with India, that you'd like to see removed perhaps, or has it been easier than you thought?
Well, I think India is a lot further along in many places. People talk about medical manufacturing, pharmaceutical manufacturing, but there are more folks that have certain skills as far as getting FDA approval for particular facilities. The supply chain is much more advanced in many other places. And quite frankly, it's a lot easier place from a business perspective than China. And so I think more and more India is just on the rise, particularly around medical manufacturing, pharmaceutical manufacturing, because people are looking at the cost of manufacturing in China and seeing all the risks and seeing that the opportunity in India, as far as the risk associated with certain things, is a lot less.
Very interesting. And what about Adele? Is she planning on becoming a doctor, or is she going to stay in the family business?
Well, I have to tell you, you're looking at the next generation of J&B Medical. She's already been anointed the president of J&B for the next generation. And her and my mother are two I'll say peas in a pod, but definitely in a family business where it's an honor and a privilege to do what we're doing, and to have the next generation like Adele. I say learning how to take the reins one day. It's such an honor.
Okay, and one last question. We've been talking about the American dream and what the epitome of the American dream is. You have a family business. You were a doctor. You decided to go into a business that's similar, but still, nonetheless, a business. How do you describe the American dream today to those who think it's very elusive?
I think the American dream is everything that's at this OPI convention today. It's people coming here and having the opportunity to work hard and to be successful. In a lot of places, your success is not based on how hard you work. And in the United States, by and large, if you work hard and you have a little bit of luck, you can do well here. And I think if you just look at the folks here at the OPI convention, I mean, they epitomize the American dream, with, to have the autonomy and freedom to chase their passion and hence find their purpose.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that. And please do come back and talk to us.
I'll look forward to it. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Many
everyone.
blessings.